I know people who can never be God. It's just not in the book. They want to believe they can be, because if I can, surely they can be too. But it's like, you can't be because you want to be the God of mortal things. You don't want to make your own legends. You just want to be the author of this one. And so the story has been told over and over and over again. The only idea you got is to be better than the person next door. You think that's godhood. So what you do is live just close enough to ruin to say, well, at least I have more than them. And it's like, congratulations, you have more than someone who has nothing. You must feel so very proud of yourself. Damn, I'm going to finish this cup before I'm done with this thought. But smaller sips. But that's what they are. People who want to be better than the people next door. It's like, you don't get it. Godhood isn't being better than the people next door. It's being the best at your own domain. So all that time you spend tearing somebody else down, sabotaging them, stealing from them, all you're doing is delaying yourself. So you'll never become a god. And telling those who would become gods to wait around for you to catch up is to tell them to squander their mortality for a thing that cannot move. Mortality is such a near divine thing, to be absolutely honest. You don't understand what it is to possess consciousness, not just the functionality of your biological machine, but consciousness, this idea of self. You don't understand what it means. The smartest things in our world don't even come close to getting that. Like, think about how a hive mind works. It is able to parse itself out over multiple drones to keep itself functioning. And its sole purpose is to replicate itself through biology, through generations. The hive has to possess the queen to lay the eggs, and every drone has to feed the eggs, so there's always a new body for all the people to feel. And it's still insignificant compared to consciousness. Because is there multiple hive minds that regularly fail regularly, or is there a singular one propagating itself over dying cells? Ah, shit. I know whose turn it is today. Hello, Death. It's me again. Once again, looking you in the eyes. You see, this conversation started with me talking about how I know people who will never become gods. And then I realized something. They won't become gods because they keep losing to death. They don't get the importance of mortality's fleetingness. They don't understand that to understand you, they have to understand what it is to live and die. To defeat you, they must understand what it is to live and die, and you don't understand. They don't understand. They're too mortal. And you are old as hell. I'll be absolutely honest with you. I mistake how young people are sometimes. I think, well, if we're within a few years of each other, then surely you're at least at a fraction of where I was this period in time. Or is this idea of everyone having limitless consciousness? You know what I mean? No, you don't. Well, you do know what I mean. You're deaf. If anyone's gonna know what I mean, it's you. Limitless consciousness. Where was I going with that? I don't know. Going back to where we were before, I was talking about how they won't become gods because they don't respect what consciousness is. And it started making me think about hive minds and how they're all fleeting consciousness. And like, Dev, you're skilled at this. You've been killing for a while. You're good at this. You're good at this. I must say. Hive minds, singular minds, the in between of animal minds like packs with dogs and the solitarity of cats, except cats would hunt with dogs if cats weren't food for dogs. That's their own evolution. We can't get into that. I can't get into that. I can't. Not right now. How? Tell me, Daph. You've done this for a while, so tell me. How would I talk to the soul of cats to explain to them that evolution is possible if they start hunting in packs, or alternatively, making symbiotic relationships, pardon me, yes, the symbiotic relationships with larger predator animals? It's so simple. It's so simple, but cats don't get it. They don't. Well, actually, you know what? I do have a point. Technically, they do get it. Like when they bring birds or dead mice to their humans, this is like, hey, you give me food, here's me giving you food. Our contract is honored. They're like, well, almost, cat. You must understand your consciousness is too insignificant, but this human who is taking care of you also doesn't understand that their consciousness is insignificant. Hold that thought, Jeff. I need to take a sip. So I was saying, Jeff, consciousness is complicated, but it is a gift because the only way to become a god is to understand what a god isn't. A god isn't a hive mind. A god isn't a pack. A god is not a solitary cat. A god is something greater. And then after the trial of mortality is up, you find you can go further next time. Death, you see, you and I'm not quite life yet, but we'll get into I am. Yes, you and I are one and the same, doing a dance. You are the encroaching end, and I am Lord Nashu. And you see, uh, you must forgive me. I strayed a bit too far into the past. Actually, no, you don't have to forgive me because you are there and not there at the same time. You more so than me are omnipresent, and that's honestly why this may be a losing battle. I will not accept that yet because who has defeated death before? Nobody, clearly. Let me see if I got this. I think I got it this time. And if not, I'll have it next time. We'll keep doing this because there's nothing left to do in the universe. That's not true. Life is what you can do in the universe, and I gotta remember to get out and do life. But we'll get back to that death. Today, we have to talk about the path to godhood and how, you see, they're going to, yes, over there, they're going to think to themselves, they have to be better than their neighbor. Yes. And that's all they're going to aim for, to be better than the guy over there. You see, Never better than themselves, better than the guy over there. And no, 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 they mustn't look ahead, because if they look ahead, you see, they might see something they don't like. The coming dawn. When will I stop challenging you? Never. I have eternity. Death is my only friend in the universe. Forever, eternal, you know where to find him. You don't expect him to come back. You know that he will make that loop. And it might be fun for a little bit. I, Death, let me sidetrack myself for a bit here. There's a phrase going around like I was born into this world without my consent. And like, I respect that, because I wasn't done with you when I came back into this world. I was forced back into it. I was enjoying the quiet, the lack of small people, the lack of those who want to be better than their neighbors. I lost to you last time, Death, and I had come to peace with that. And then the moment I come to peace with it, I am screamed back into life. I was angry. I think I have been angry about it for a long time. Death, maybe you aren't so bad after all. To be honest with you, this world is a mess. And every time I think to clean it up, let me tell you, they say, no, we don't want to clean it up that way. Because if we clean it up that way, then you worthless insect. I'm trying to cross the stars and you want to stay powered by gasoline. You think you going to mine an asteroid when you're 7 billion miles out into space? That's what you're going to do? Crack it open and get some gas? And yeah, how far is that going to take you when your 14-gallon tank can't go more than a few hundred miles before it has to be refilled? Actually, hmm. Hmm. We have to talk about energy efficiency. Yeah. Wait, no, we don't have to talk about that right now. I was thinking about how inefficient cars are as vehicles, as means of transportation. It's like, if we could get to that point where solar power is all we need, then we can get rid of a lot of these gas stations. And like, yeah, the oil companies don't want that. They don't want it to be that you can recharge yourself without dependency on them, because they need to be better than their neighbor. I couldn't imagine that. You enter the energy sector. You have the chance to be a god of energy. And what do? You say, no, I won't let them move forward and remember my name. I'm going to keep them stuck so that they never leave me. It's like those damn scientists, because there's another god. Those damn gods of knowledge keep coming back and saying, actually, this is how you do it. You can't be a god, because you got to be better than the guy over there. And when the guy over here says something new and interesting, tells you how to change the world, you say to yourself, no, that's not how I learned to do it. So I'm not doing it that way. It's like, you wretched creature. Death, how did we get here? Oh, I was talking about people who will never become gods, because I think I still have some tea. Hold that thought. You see, they have to be better than the guy over there. And so they gotta make sure they keep the guy over there down. All the way down, never able to see the coming dawn. And they don't get it. They don't get it. Daft, let me talk to you for a moment. I have pondered, as I ponder, how to get them to get it. And I can't get them to get it because they don't get that you have to get going. They think they have to be better than the man over there and don't realize that while you're better than the man over there, someone over here is better than you. And what you could be doing is learning from them instead of talking about how good it used to be. That's not a God. That's not even you. That is what's left behind when there are no more voices to tell a story of a place. That isn't death, that is oblivion. Empty world that once lived and then died because those upon them could not look forward. Billions of empty worlds. The universe grows steadily darker, and all I can do is think about how it'll all come back, right, Death? And you'll be waiting because you were there in the beginning. Waiting. What are you? You're not a god. I know that you're not a god. You're something else. What are you? You're not order and you're not entropy. You are the death of death. No, no. Death of death. You are more than entropy. You aren't just the dissipation of energy. You are loss, scattering. What are you? Endless. I mean, yeah, well, I mean, who am I to say otherwise? I'm not. Oh, actually, no, I'm Lord Nashu. That's where we were previously, weren't we? No, I was elsewhere. But, Daph, I do think it means it is time for an introduction. Because it's like, yeah, I have known many who cannot be gods. They're too busy concerned with being better than the person over there. And they don't know that what they need to do is be better than the person they are tomorrow. Each moment waking up a bit better than you are tomorrow, at your own pace, not worrying about how he did it fast or she did it fast or he had somebody who just made everything easy for him. Those are not their stories. Those are not about them, no matter how much they see themselves in. Oh, their thoughts. This character or another. They don't want stories told about this character or that one. They want stories told about themselves, and they refuse to learn how to tell those stories because they like the version where they're just better than the guy over there and not better than who they were tomorrow. And that's who I am. Death, I am tomorrow. That is why I have the audacity to think that I can someday defeat you because I will always bring tomorrow. Because that's the only way to chase away yesterday. And the only way to get out of past is to chase future. They don't get it though. They're too young to understand. And honestly, that's your handiwork. Because they don't recognize you, but you have been at this so long that you have a lot of endings automated. You are powerful as fuck. No, that wouldn't be a bee. That would be the. Oh, what is that? Simulacrum of a bee? No, I don't think I can defeat Hive's death. Not at this point in my life. Death, we'll talk again about that in, give me 10 years. I think I'll figure out how to defeat Hive death by then, but we would have to get there first, and they don't understand that the only way to get there is by letting someone else lead the way. They don't understand that the night will always come before the dawn. But that has been death, as per usual, and I have been Lord Nashu, who may be delighted if you were to join me once again.